Why do I hear it over here?
Well, I couldn't see any of the
Hold on, let's
peaks.
check to make sure mine works. Yeah, we're good. It's like
Everyone clap!
it's like Rock Band when you had to like play the tambourine
it's
or
a
whatever
rough
through a song.
thing.
It is just a very unsanded piece of wood.
I know, that's why I'm going back to
It's also not level because I made that shelf level and it's not. I wanted it to be equal to the tops of the pop boxes, and on one
Wouldn't it be
side
nice
it
if all
is, and the
things were
other side
equal?
isn't.
You have to lean back, by the way, otherwise we'll never. Oh wait, now they can see me because that's a different
Yeah.
angle. Because I forget it's not on top of the fucking thing.
Yeah, it's over there.
This is wild.
I've literally. I thought.
If they couldn't tell, we're all in different spots, and it's really throwing.
I
me
hate
off.
it. It's awful. I would rather be comfy.
I like it a lot.
I'm fine with you being uncomfy. I'm gonna pull. I think I have to live
you
off
have
Nick's.
to do it. You can't do this.
No, I have to continue Nick's
Oh.
legacy of rest. I don't have a gut enough to do it. Here, we'll be uncomfy with you by leaning way up here.
Okay. Arc your back too. Really? I think I heard something pop.
Yeah, that was my spine.
Okay.
Oh, hello everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of You Hate to See It. We're over here just vibing. I'm
Are
Adam.
we starting a book club? What are you doing?
Jeff.
Apparently, we're starting a book club.
Why?
I don't know.
I have
Well,
4 books in my bag. Would you like to all read different books for the book club?
are they good books?
What do you like?
Erotic lizard fiction.
Kinda.
Hell yeah.
One of them's Warhammer, so
Perfect.
it doesn't involve lizard men though. So sadly,
Oh, I'm Nick. I never did that.
No.
Yeah. What are you drinking, you bitch?
We're gonna start off with simply spiked strawberry lemonade. I was gonna get high, but I chose to get drunk instead.
Yeah, that's gonna be relevant in a couple minutes when we talk about our topic. Never mind, we'll get there.
okay. I'm drinking Wild Turkey, made into a mule, and then also Busch Light.
Nice. I am drinking Northern Illinois' finest gas station bourbon, Noble Oak, Double Oak Bourbon. Bourbon whiskey finished in sherry oak staves. There's a lot of
You
oak.
have to say oak and bourbon more.
Which in reality is just Jim Beam rebottled into a fancier bottle that has a huge bottom like dimple. Really just shaving down. All right.
Well, it makes up for the fact that the bottle comes all the way up here, and then
No, it doesn't. That's not.
it's almost like they would have, engineered that way or something.
Cheap bastards. And I also turned it into a mule, but I have a mule glass. There's the camera.
It's a cup.
That's fair.
It's a mug, actually.
No, what? Fine. We'll go fuck ourselves. Not
What's
sponsored.
the difference between a mug and a cup? Oh, Jesus.
Not sponsored by my holster. Throw that out there.
But if we could be sponsored by Bud Light Seltzers,
No.
No.
Nope. Not the time.
what?
Seltzers are gross now. Have you read?
That's the reasoning.
Honestly,
We'll loop you into what's been happening in the world.
I don't want
after
to
this
be.
episode.
I don't want to be sponsored by the second most popular beer brand in America. Yeah,
simply spiked lemonade, though.
that's fine.
Yeah, that was acceptable.
That's acceptable.
And Wild Turkey.
That would be a really cool sponsorship.
It would be. It'd be expensive.
And
one.
Noble Creek or Noble Oak, or Jim Beam, whichever comes first.
Noble Creek?
Noble Creek. Is Noble Creek something?
I don't know. Let's find out. Sponsor us.
Yeah, Noble Creek. So I decided to head this week's topic because this happened. What is today? Today's the 25th, and on the
June.
of June, and the 25th. Oh no, the 23rd and 24th. There was a coup attempt in Russia. Which
Attempt or success?
we'll get there. So have you guys ever heard of Wagner Group?
Wagyu?
No, that's a beef.
Yeah. I've heard of that one.
Okay, what about Wagner Group? Did you read about that in Hamilton?
I didn't read Hamilton, you idiot.
I feel like you would know everything if you also read Hamilton.
Yeah. Just read the Federalist Papers. He wrote some of those.
He wrote most of those.
He probably learned that from
Wagner
Hamilton.
Group does sound.
I did
very
learn that from
familiar.
Wagner Group is a. You guys ever heard of Blackwater?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's basically Russian Blackwater. So it's just a private military. They're mercenaries.
Love that for them.
Yeah.
I see where this is going already.
The entire force is made up of one of two things: either ex-Spetsnaz, so Russian special forces, or criminals who signed a contract to leave jail early and be cannon fodder.
Oh, so the Suicide Squad.
Dude, this sounds like a group that would be in Warhammer.
And it's about as in 2013 or 2023, it was about 50,000 men. And the leader of and the founder of,
Why do you think he said 2013 first?
because that's when it was founded.
Okay.
The Wagner Group is led by a guy named Yevgeny Prigozhin. I did not pronounce that right at all.
Do better.
I think you should explain this to us while using a Russian accent the entire time.
It's gonna turn Australian at some point. But
What accent did I do that you hated, but was so dumb it was good? We did it on an episode before.
yes, because we remember all of those.
Oh, Christopher Walken?
Yeah, Christopher
yeah.
Walken and
Yeah, that was
Barack
weird.
Obama.
No, it was Donald Trump talking to Christopher Walken. You guys role played those two talking to each other, and it was.
I forgot about that, yeah.
Well, because it was.
What
on,
was that? Chris Watts?
Yeah, it was
Maybe.
I know it was Drunken Jurors, and
Yeah.
we were reading a script for you.
Anyway, but this dude,
And we've never done Drunken Juror since.
this dude, who looks like a thumb, a shaved thumb without the fingernail.
Okay.
Here you go. We'll just give you a picture of this dude. This dashing gentleman. Here you go.
Yep. Nope. That does that up.
There you go.
Okay.
Thumb without the fingernail. He was Vladimir Putin, the president of Russia forever.
He was.
He was his personal chef.
Okay.
And then-
he's now the head of this entire mercenary group.
We're getting there.
Okay.
We're good. So he was his personal chef.
Is this like Chef Rush from the White House? that gigantic.
He would have
bulky
done
black dude?
so much better. Because he was at least in the military. This dude was Putin's son of a bitch. Was Putin's personal chef, and on a loan from Putin, and the crony stuff that happens in Russia, started his own chain of famous restaurants in Russia, and then decided, I'm gonna go into mercenary work.
As you do.
Yeah,
and
as one
and,
does
and
who is a
founded
chef.
Wagner Group.
I'm waiting for Gordon Ramsay to make that move.
Just takes over MI5.
Just waiting for him to take his little tour over into wherever the
They're
fuck.
doing training, and you're fucking shit.
So
What are you, an idiot sandwich?
in about 2013, I think it was 2013, he founded Wagner Group off of the money he made as a restaurateur in St. Petersburg and Moscow. And he created Wagner Group, which pretty much was just going around Africa and Syria.
How do you turn in your resignation to Putin to tell him that? Like, hey, by the way, I'm done being your head chef because I'm going to go start a mercenary group.
Because he ended that sentence with, I'm going to go start your own personal army that is loyal to only you.
And Putin was like, fuck yes.
Yeah. So they ran around the Middle East, Africa, just kind of toppling governments. In 2018, 4,000 Wagner troops got into a gunfight with U.S. Special Forces, so U.S. SOCOM in Syria. U.S. didn't lose a man, but A-10 Warthogs buzzed them a fuck ton of times and dropped, and JDAMs were dropped. The Russians lost 400 men. U.S. didn't lose a dude. They just dropped bombs.
The fun thing about that is too is that it's 4,000 troops for them. There was probably about
It was
15
it was like 30 guys.
Yeah. The U.S. probably had like fucking
it
14 good dudes and then their chef, who is literally just the designated person to rip open MREs.
It was like Navy SEALs or Delta or something. Maybe Green. I can't remember who it was, but it was Spec Ops, and just, hey, we need an A-10, and just,
And that dude, after ripping his 15th rip it and 17th line of cocaine, was like, yes, finally, and then just took off in his A-10.
This was over the course of like 2 hours, by the way. They also lost like 400 vehicles, so like tanks and shit. But fast forward to the war in Ukraine, where Wagner has been basically warring over a city called Bakhmut, and basically doing something close to resembling World War Z, but with convicts.
Oh, fantastic.
And just throwing dudes at a fucking meat grinder. Like, they were... I think for a time, the Ukrainians were holed up in, like, a metal factory. Like a refinery, and like it was just like fighting for individual rooms. But these are all just convicts, so they don't know what the fuck they're doing. They shot a gun for the first time 2 days ago, and before that they were getting fucked by a dude named Sergey.
I like that little tidbit you added in there.
So
do you also want to get fucked by a dude named Sergey?
I want to meet a dude named Sergey, and then I'll
determine from there. So, a couple months ago, our lovely friend, Chef, we're just gonna call him Chef, because I'm not pronouncing, Chef Thumb, there we go. The founder of...
What's the Muppets chef? Is he just called
He's
Chef?
just called
I think,
Chef,
he's
yeah.
just Chef.
All right,
yeah.
The Swede?
The Swedish chef, there we
Yeah.
go. So, whenever you have to speak in that...
Yeah, but we can't.
whenever
Just
that
erp a
guy
derp.
speaks, you have to speak.
Huh, all right, well,
So, a couple months ago, he sent a video and posted it on Russian internet. Basically with just 40 body bags behind him, saying, we're not getting any...
Guess who's cooking?
that was a good one.
Basically saying, we're not getting ammo, we're not getting supply, we're not getting food, we're not getting artillery, nothing. And calling out the defense minister Shoigu, which is just, he's just a... I don't remember his background, but he's not competent. No one in the Russian military is competent. So he's just a moron who says yes to Putin and says, yeah, sure, we're fine.
Isn't that
and then
how
throws
the Russian everything
yes,
works?
exactly.
Yeah.
But so he basically isn't giving any like weapons or anything, so he calls them out on Russian TV. And they try giving like intel to the Ukrainians. The Ukrainians say, this is clearly bait. No, go away. Fast forward to 2 days ago, so June 23rd. The Wagner group, while attempting to siege Bakhmut yet again, got hit by Russian artillery from behind.
Nice.
So a good old friendly fire incident.
So either that was specific or those guys can't read coordinates. Which both of those are very likely.
Yes.
It could be both.
Yeah. So
That was the warning shot. It just happened to kill a bunch of people.
it went low instead of high. So after that, basically Putin and Chef Thumb got into a little squabble, and then Wagner Group picked up everything in Ukraine and started walking back east towards Moscow. All 50,000 troops. Along the way, turning Russian actual military guys, like saying, "Hey, come with us." And the entire time, they're starting to like dig trenches and set up defenses outside of Moscow, and they take this little city called Rostov-on-Don, which is basically the little Western supply depot and everything, like the little FOB in Russia going into Ukraine. And they take the city, and they proceed to be treated like liberators by everyone in the city. And then we get...
How well armed are these people? Are they armed by the Russian, like...
Yeah, so these guys are loyal to the chef. However, all of their armaments come from Russia.
Huh. So you're telling me these guys just took a Russian base while dressed as Russians?
Yeah.
That had to be the worst firefight.
Oh, this wasn't a base. This was an entire fucking city.
That still had to be the worst fucking goddamn firefight known to man.
No, there were no shots were fired. The Russian military either left or joined.
Wow, that is some good stuff right there.
I mean, that makes sense.
I mean, yeah, but like, way to put up a fight, guys. No wonder you're getting your ass handed to you by a fucking
Half
other
of them
nation.
probably didn't even
So, like,
realize.
there's a bunch of memes now that, like, so in 2013, Russia was considered the second best military in the world. And then the U.S. Secretary of State said that Russia was the second best military in Ukraine. And now there are memes coming out, Russia is the second best military in Russia.
When you keep getting demoted. When you keep fucking failing off lists.
If this very quickly almost turned to Russia is the second best military in Moscow. So they proceed to start marching east from Rostov-on-Don towards Moscow. They got within 200 miles of Moscow, which is insane. That's like the Marines at Paris Island picking shit up and going, we're gonna march on DC, and getting to Virginia.
Yeah.
That's so they make it
I'm just waiting for him to tell us about the nuclear warhead. There's gotta be one.
See, that's why no one was happy about this, because it's like, cool, we're about to run into the situation where 25,000 nuclear warheads are in the hands of a mercenary. It's like, well,
Someone, I mean, this isn't how it works, but someone, I mean, black market about to be hopping.
yeah. There's a thing about, like, when the old Soviet Union fell, people like Russian commanders and like, or like old Soviet commanders were like selling tanks and AKs and ammo and everything to like pay their guys. And then there were the fucking poor fucks that were in charge of nuclear armaments, like nuclear silos and shit. Mm-hmm. You can't sell those, because the second you sell those, you have 5 Spec Ops guys knocking on your door. So, like, you can't sell those ever.
This is also wild because I just watched Jack Ryan season 3, which the whole season is about a Russian coup and the Czech Republic. While there's a war in the Ukraine with the Russians. So this sounds very much like Jack Ryan. So what I'm saying is we just send John Krasinski over there and we let him go.
We get a cameo from the Belarusian president Lukashenko in a little bit. The president of life of Belarus, who has 2 sons who look like the stereotype of every Russian or every Slav ever, which is either balding mustache thumb guy or devilishly handsome, I would fuck the dude. It's a really weird dynamic. Both of which are absolute psychopaths.
What you're telling me is one of them leads the group and the other one is the muscle of the group, because that is exactly also the stereotypes for those 2 guys who are brothers.
And it's like a coin flip on which is which, because there's a damn good chance that the handsome dude is the knee breaker. It's just he gets laid a lot. So back to our friendly Russian almost coup.
The torture is you taking his 15-inch cock.
Another meme I actually saw was, you know how champagne is only champagne if it's in from Champagne, or otherwise it's sparkling wine. So there was a meme I saw there. I got it right here. There was a meme I saw that was a lot like that. Let's find it. This is awkward.
Is it a Russian's only Russian if they're from the Ukraine?
No.
Oh.
That's not it.
I like that one, though.
Thanks.
That's a good one.
Remember, it's only a coup if it comes from the coup d'etat region of France. What's happening in Moscow right now is a sparkling insurrection. That one deserves credit. That's from Ben. Oh fuck, never mind. I can't pronounce your Twitter. Ben on Twitter.
Ben Shapiro. I got it for you, buddy.
Oh my god. So they start marching towards Moscow, and the entire time they're like going as a snowball, picking up Russian guys who stayed behind. And they're also just going along highways, by the way. This is like seeing the Marines on I-95 just running through.
I'm going to put it in terms for Adam. This is like if you were playing Civ 6, but instead of taking their capital by force, you just did it through rebellions. And then you just took their city. It's like that.
Another guy on...
I do know what I-95 is.
That's not what I was explaining.
Another guy on...
I'm glad that you got that one, though.
One of the fun conspiracy theories is right now is that the U.S. The Pentagon acknowledged that they lost $6.5 billion in an accounting error to Ukraine.
I did see that.
Yeah, it's almost as if that the Wagner Group is literally a mercenary group for hire. I wonder where that $6.5 billion went. So, that's just a conspiracy theory. However,
If it kills the Russians.
yeah, that's.
I don't know if it needs to kill the Russians. I think there is a Russian that...
No, because if Putin dies, nothing gets better. It's
What if they all die?
Now we're cooking.
I don't know. I don't know. What is it?
What if we just had...
It's East Ukraine now?
What if we just had Pepsi take all their products out of Russia and then resell it to them for half of their armaments? Like
Coke's
submarines.
Coke's not even out of, Russia. They just rebranded.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, we can get Pepsi to be the third largest military again.
Okay, that's fair. Weren't they only, 6? We'll get them up to third.
Yeah.
Okay.
More tanks.
More tanks, a
And
couple
at
more
least-
subs.
Yeah, at least
Okay.
2 more submarines.
And
And then the next time something happens with the whole submarine at the Titanic, we can have Pepsi fucking sponsor it. And live stream the search.
so this all kind of ends yesterday when the president of so the entire day the chef is ignoring Putin's phone calls, everyone trying to get a hold of him, hey, you should stop this now. But the thing is, Wagner Group doesn't have any air force or anything. They only have tanks and heavy artillery.
troops,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. That being said, they did kill 12 Russian pilots by shooting down helicopters and jets with manpads. So that's neat. So we do have a Russian on Russian situation.
That's a pretty good fucking mercenary group.
Again, these are the best guys that they have. These are the guys that were in the army for 20 years and left, and were I want to keep killing people.
Yeah, Spetsnaz are known for their people skills.
Yeah. In this time,
As I think to Rainbow Six Siege, where every Spetsnaz is known for having a device that murders people super efficiently.
it's true.
So Rainbow Six Siege, there's 4 Spetsnaz operators, 2 on offense, 2 on defense. The one of them on offense has a super high powered rifle, and the other one has a little container that he can put on a door or a wall that shoots 6 grenades into a room that blow up. On defense, you have a guy who puts bombs on door entries, so when you walk through, they just go off. They're just trip mines. And the other one has a grenade launcher. So if we know anything about Spetsnaz, just murder.
They also like to murder school children when combating Chechen terrorists.
Well, I mean, let's not go too far. We're in America.
Yeah, I was like,
you know what?
The average
However,
Joe likes
it's
to
usually
murder.
not the U.S. military doing it.
no, that is true. It's just civilians.
This is-
civilian on civilian actions don't matter when we're talking about the military.
Fucking absolutely. So at this point, you have the leader of the Chechen Republic. You know, Chechens, those fun guys that are absolutely fucking insane. You remember the podcast on Grozny? I don't know if you ever listened to that Lions Led by Donkeys one.
No.
The second well, these guys, they're absolutely insane. and you have the leader of Chechnya picking up his position in Ukraine and going to outflank Wagner Group. In which case, you have the concern that Wagner Group doesn't make it to Moscow because they got absolutely demolished by the Chechens. And the Chechens don't stop. They just continue to march on Moscow, and they will kill everyone there. But so he announces his support for Putin and proceeds to reposition himself, going to chase after Wagner Group. And at this point, you have the president of Belarus, Viktor Lukashenko. I don't know if his first name is Viktor, but President Lukashenko, call our chef friend, and he does pick up the 2-bit dictator of Belarus. And they basically negotiate the offer of, all right, Wagner's done. They will leave Ukraine, and they will go to Africa and proceed to do their mercenary stuff for the 3-bit dictators in Africa.
Yes, let's take this thing that's about to throw over a first world country.
Russia's not first world. Second.
Yeah, well, and then put them down in the third world countries and just let them run loose.
Yeah. So basically the deal, so the chef was obviously, charges were brought against him for treason.
I wonder why.
Yeah. Those charges were dropped. He will, yeah. Yep, the treason charges have been dropped. He is now on his way to Belarus, where he will proceed to live in Belarus. No longer the leader of Wagner Group.
Is he a chef again?
No.
Oh, I thought it came full circle.
This could have all changed by the time this comes out. Who knows? Like, we don't know. We actually don't know where he is right now. Just that he's probably going to Belarus. Because that was the deal that was worked out between him, Lukashenko, and Putin. Basically, all Wagner troops that were not part of the coup attempt are now being signed on to the actual Russian army. All Wagner troops that were part of the coup attempt are being pardoned and sent to Africa or the Middle East. Because there's very little actual Russian military presence in Africa or the Middle East. It's mostly just Wagner Group. So those guys are being brought back to Russia and are being made Russian army. The guys that were in Ukraine and marched on Moscow are now being sent to Africa and the Middle East.
So you're telling me the Congo's about to be lit again?
Congo's been lit for a while, Jeff.
I know, but it's about to be real lit
It's
now.
been lit for a minute.
I would like to say it's been lit since the Belgians were there.
that's fair. So that's where we currently stand now. When Russian police re-entered Rostov-on-Don, they were booed by the public because no one there likes Putin. And yeah, also, fun fact about Wagner Group, about 40% of them are actual Nazis. So
They'll do so well in Africa.
We thought we got rid of them.
yeah.
We did not.
I don't think we ever thought that.
So
Didn't we say that we killed the last living Nazi?
the guy that actually worked for Hitler, yes.
Yeah.
Do you mean SS?
I don't know, that guy's still.
You're saying acronyms that to me mean Social Security.
You should walk.
We
You
should
should
do
walk
something
into
about
the
that.
Social Security Service and ask, "Hey, is this where I sign up to be a part of the SS?" You should do that.
Okay.
Nick will be putting out updates that he edits and records on his own from if anything comes out from this before then.
Yeah, this is
after.
in.
This is just Nick only from here, so be on the lookout for updates.
Become a patron. Nick will post updates on
Oh,
Patreon.
God. For if you want actual like kind of garb shit, dog shit, garbage. I was trying to say garbage and dog shit at the same time.
Good job. Yeah.
I am totally a reliable source on all of this.
Fucking Swedish chef over here.
So yeah, that's our friendly Russian almost coup attempt that kind of almost happened that made it close. So yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I got nothing.
All right. After that riveting conversation, I'm still laughing internally about my cooking joke. So
Yeah, that adds up.
I really liked the sparkling insurrection one. That was really good.
yeah, but you didn't come up with it.
No, I didn't, but I found it.
Ben
I take all the
Shapiro,
credit.
which is basically
God
just
damn it.
the reincarnation of Jesus Christ in it. So.
All right. Thanks for listening, everybody. Go to our website, youhatetoseeit.net. where you can
WNRG.
find all our stuff, including WNRG, our sponsor for this episode. Thanks, W.
And all of them.
That sponsorship never
It's like, I
No,
don't think
we have that sponsorship forever. But
Oh,
yeah, it's great because we only get paid by WNRG.
is everyone bought W?
Why don't you buy it?
You don't know I don't.
I think we do, yeah.
You hate to see it now.